please continue to invest, as you are doing with your free shuttle, for example, which I find marvelous, in alternative forms of mobility. Of course, another ad from the 1950s or 60s. Yeah, we laugh now, right? We certainly believed it for a long time. Can I show it to you again, right? It's drive more. It's cheaper by the mile. Doesn't happen to be true anymore. So again, Dallas, a sprawled American city, has invested heavily in transit, in light rail systems. And by the way, who uses it? It's mostly used on Sundays at the moment, or to go to ballparks or to the theater, right? It's not necessarily yet convenient to everyone's homes. That's impossible. But we left our transit system slowly. We're going to return to them slowly as well. So now in Dallas, it's kind of a fun thing to do, not necessarily for commuting purposes only. And that's a very interesting lesson there as well. Washington, as I'm sure you know, has been the whole region has been sort of restructured as a consequence of the 1960s and 70s building of the metro system there. Now, it doesn't require big things to happen. Back to Pittsburgh, where we've worked for a long time, and through a sort of this kind of rediscovering, as you have, the rivers in Pittsburgh, as opposed to shying away from them because they were, of course, full of steel mills in the past. So a whole bunch of fabulous things, ballparks, football stadiums, convention centers, and so forth, have been built along the rivers. What we were able to do was try to discourage as much as possible lots of parking along those facilities. Why? Because, of course, if you're going to just come in and park and go, you're going to get back in your car and leave, and nothing else actually of benefit takes place. But Pittsburgh had this amazing little contraptions. You could see the little funiculars that got people to the steel mills from the hills where people lived, of course, to avoid the pollution of the steel mills. So we thought, great, we'll restore some of those things. So Pittsburgh is not about to kind of invest gazillion dollars into rail and so forth. No city can. But we restored a couple of these things, and look at what happens. And we kind of create a little bridge from where it once ended across the tracks, which have to remain, and that little riverboat is about to pick up people and deliver them, as you can see, to the venues across the river. Right? So you can see them arriving at the baseball stadium, arriving at the football stadium. They now arrive at the convention center as well. So the ability, of course, to avoid parking had a double benefit. Besides pollution, this and whatever else, right? It sort of created a fun way to arrive from the suburbs to discovering the city, which is what where the football fans come from. They don't live in downtown Pittsburgh. So now in Pittsburgh, the idea about using the river for transit to get from their huge parking depositories along shopping centers on that side of the river, and they do so. And over time, over the 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years that this has been happening, all of a sudden a little bit of daily river circulation has emerged. So sometimes you don't have to invest substantially. You have to figure out how to creatively add mobility through other means besides, of course, the automobile. So those are now the kind of various spots that take you to various parts of the river, still generally for events rather than for commuters, but it's a way back to becoming transit used a bit more normally. And look at that, the scenes. People arrive by boats there. It's a fabulous scene whenever, of course, these events take place, and the arrival is by boat and by walking as opposed to by hundreds of thousands of cars. Amazing environment. The whole riverfront kind of comes to life because people arrive there by boat, large and small boat. So again, what are the challenges? Primarily altering habits, actually. But yes, indeed, for major infrastructural change, of course, funding is a major challenge. But look at how much fun this Pakistani family is having on their little motorbike, huh? Look at that little kid in front with his sunglasses, huh? It's a gas to be 5 on a motorcycle, as opposed to one person for each 2-ton vehicle.